Do you think your kid would choose to not have a father if it had a choice?
When we in places, we don't stand with our hands like this, and we don't stand with our feet.
Just stop. Fuck it.
What up, dude? Welcome back into this piece, man. This your boy Peanut, the People's Nut, man. Back with another. You already know what it is, but I still gotta say it. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a guru. I'm just a practitioner of life, man, giving helpful advice. I don't pretend to know shit. We gotta get this house cleaning out the way, man. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like. Help your boy get to his first 1,000 subscribers. And I'm happy that I get to join this crusade of logical people fighting against the machine and this illogical stuff that we see everybody out here and all these different concepts and ideologies that you see floating around on the internet that really don't add up in real life. So I'm happy to join the crusade of common sense and help your boy get out here, man. Help me, help you, and help the world by pushing my message and helping me get to my first 1,000 subscribers. Let's jump right into it. Today is one of those important videos to me because we're going to be highlighting the importance of fatherhood and how having a good father and being able to pick a good father makes you a good mother, a good woman. Because you do see a lot of women on the internet claiming that they didn't pick their baby daddy. Like, you literally let him nut inside of you. So you kind of did pick your baby daddy. And we'll give it to some women that some men can be manipulative. Some men can bamboozle you. But if you practice on your discernment, if these women practice on their discernment, or we go back to the old traditional ways where a man had to vet your father, your uncle, had to vet these men where you had better chances of getting a decent man out of the deal. Like I said, this is one of those important videos to me because we do see a lot of fatherlessness in America. We need to push for strong masculine males to be present in the house to raise up these young boys, because you do see a lot of YNs and they having the emotionality of a woman and just crashing out and not being able to control their anger and their emotions. It's not that men don't have emotions. It's just that it's dangerous for men to operate solely out of their emotions. It's like you got to be able to acknowledge your emotions. Like, I acknowledge that I'm hurt, or I acknowledge that I'm afraid, or I acknowledge that I'm scared, but I'm not going to let this emotion govern or dictate my behavior. Or like, that nigga stepped on my shoe, and then you get to shooting. That's letting your ego, which your emotions, control you, and the ego is a liar. But let's jump into these clips.
You gonna turn around us? Justin, just stop. Fuck it. My bad.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell was you doing?
My bad. I didn't try to do that. I didn't know what I was doing.
That was a great father-son interaction. And a lot of young boys need that. They need that reassurance, that validation from a masculine figure. It hits a little different when you get it from a male, especially your father, your biological father, versus your mother or somebody else. Some of us had to accept that because, you know, that's how we had to learn, because we were raised in single mother households. But it's so much different. It is so different when you get that validation as a young boy from masculine men that you look up to. But let's jump into this next clip.
Children, good role models. You didn't make sure of that. You're just worried about your sex and you're not building legacies. And then you want to talk about your ex or your baby daddy. Why are you talking about him? Don't talk about him. No, you don't have a right to talk about him and say he's trash and all that, because you weren't looking for character and you weren't looking for integrity. What you need to do is apologize to your children.
Damn right.
Apologize to them. I did not think enough of you and your future and what you needed.
That's exactly what I was saying in the beginning. If more women really thought about their future and the future of the children, I think they'll make better choices. But a lot of women make a selfish decision that I just want to have sex or I just want a kid, it's my baby, versus thinking for the kid, because the kid didn't actually be here. And I open this question to women. Do you think your kid would choose to not have a father if it had a choice? So that's why I say a lot of women make selfish decisions for other people's lives. That's not cool. Like, for the single mothers that said they didn't choose their baby fathers, if you really wanted the best for your children, or if you really were a good woman, as you say you are, which is another sign of being a good woman, you choose a good mate. You choose someone that you know and understand is going to be there. And yeah, you can't predict the future, but there's certain steps, there's certain markers, there's certain things that you can do to ensure that this man is going to invest parentally with you versus just getting ghosts. But let's jump into this next clip.
Feet up, trust me, mate, trust me, I promise you, you're safe, I promise you, you're safe. Go!
Again, I believe men and women handle certain situations different. Like, the father knew that the kid was safe, or he wasn't going to be in immediate danger, so he gave him that push. And sometimes you need that from the masculine man, because a lot of single mothers, they'll see their kids struggling and then they won't give them the push, or they'll let them give up, versus a father, he's going to give you that masculine push and that security that, like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to ensure that you're safe. And it gives that kid that sense of safety more so than a woman can do it, because a masculine presence just sometimes feels safer than a woman. It's a natural feeling. And there's no diss against single mothers or women in general. It just hits a little different when you have that masculine push. But let's jump into this next clip.
I was raised by my dad. You know, my dad raised me and my brother. And so we weren't like coddled by a mother figure. So my dad didn't play that shit. So I cook, clean, like, I'm self-sufficient. So I don't need a woman. So if I have a woman around, it's because I want her around. And I think that's really intimidating for a lot of women nowadays, is meeting a man that's like completely self-sufficient. Like, but I cook, I clean. If I was with a chick and she cooked, I'll do the dishes. Like, I have no problem doing laundry and shit like that, but I also get out, do an oil change. I just fixed my diesel truck like 2 weeks ago because I accidentally put $131 of regular in it. So I had to drain the engine and all types of shit.
So maybe it's a bad idea to generalize people.
That man is going to provide and cultivate structure and work ethic in those little boys, versus what single mothers have done statistically over the course and history of things. Like, we all know the stats that your kid is more likely to drop out of school, your kid is more likely for criminality, your kid is more likely to be promiscuous, just a bunch and all that other stuff. And the data is out there. Statistically, it's just better to be raised by a single father or a two-parent household versus it is a single mother. But this is no diss, because there's honestly good single mothers out there. I had a good single mother. I'm not saying that all single mothers are bad or all single mother children are doomed to be in poverty or make bad decisions. It's just a better outcome when you have both parents. It's just a better outcome for children and the household when you have two healthy parents in the household. Meet the Michigan father who bravely rushed into a burning home to save his 18-month-old twin daughters. I'm pretty sure that man didn't even think twice about it, because that's his seed and he's a good man. Good men do brave things, even though they might be scared or have fear. That man was willing to sacrifice his life to ensure that his babies live. Man. And this is what women say they want, but it's a reward system.
When we in places, we don't stand with our hands like this, and we don't stand with our feet out like that. It's not a good signal for us. We here. Sign of confidence. Confidence is king. You want to build something? Be confident in it. Be extremely confident in everything that you do. Because when you start building with the confidence, you're going to build the belief. And when you start to build the belief, it's going to come true. Because if the mind can think it and conceive it, it can achieve it.
told you.
So anything that you think and anything that you believe, that means you can do it. But you gotta believe it. I can say I believe in you, right? But you gotta believe in yourself more than I believe in you. Because if I believe in you more than you, it doesn't matter what I believe. Because you don't believe it, so you ain't gonna achieve the thought that you conceive. The economy is changing, the world is changing, and it's becoming more violent. So we gotta separate ourselves. You get what I'm saying? You got a lot of potential. I can tell that you got some distractions going on too. And it's all right, man, because see me, I'm not gonna judge you. I'm gonna just tell you something to help you out, give you some advice that's gonna help you. So when you go back and sit down over there, you're like, man, this dude actually had something real to tell me.
This is what a lot of the red pill men and other men keep saying on the internet. A woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. This is why I love this clip, that this man was teaching him just the little subtle things about masculinity and manhood. Because a lot of these young boys today, really honestly, are learning toxic masculinity from the internet. They're learning it from, I hate to drop names, from the F&F crew or the Andrew Tates and all these other pickup artists and all these other people. Granted, some of that information is good, but I know as a young boy, you don't know how to filter out the good from the bad, and you're just taking it all and you're running with it. And then you have some of these men that had no chances with women, dogpiling on women, and just getting on the internet trying to bash women, when it's just like, bro, that's not masculine either.
A real alpha, a real go-getter, they ain't saying shit about nobody.
Correct.
That's why you will never, ever hear me dropping somebody's name, running my mouth about somebody. I don't know what you went through. I don't know what you're going through. I didn't wear the shoes you wore when you were a kid. I didn't grow up in your fucked up house. I didn't have your family. I don't know shit about you. So guess what I do? Shut the fuck up. Because real men don't say shit. Because first of all, we're too busy trying to grind and be better.
Correct.
Second of all, unless we know what we know, we shut our fucking mouths. But nowadays, there's not many real men who live by that creed of like, you know, if you're on social media running your fucking mouth and shit, you're just a bitch.
Correct.
You're honestly, and that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch. Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy bullshit.
For you to sit here and want to argue with women for their choices, like, that's why I'm not a fan of the Fresh and Fits or the Fugazis or any of these people that have that platform where they feel like they're trying to have these logic arguments with women and just want to sit there and bash bimbos pretty much, and then tell men on the other hand, don't go date these women. And I got a video coming up about that, how these alpha male podcasts and all these other people are just as worse as the OnlyFans girls, because they're playing on your insecurities. They're creating insecurities and selling you the cure through buying their courses, which is it's a money play. It's a money play at the end of the day, because none of you really have to worry about your height. None of you really have to worry about your money. It's about confidence. How do you build confidence? Through accomplishments. Accomplishments builds confidence. ABC. I'm gonna keep preaching that. ABC. Accomplishments builds confidence. So you have to go out in the world and go do things, go tackle things. That's why sports is a good thing for young boys, because you learn teamwork, you learn camaraderie, you learn perseverance, because you're pushing through to get to a goal, and it's not guaranteed, but you're still working at it. These next clips is about to be a montage of how awesome fathers are and how just incredible they can be. And a lot of women don't understand. They miss out when they don't choose correctly, or they don't do their due diligence to try to make sure that they find a good father, and stop using these superficial markers like basing it off a man's income, or basing it off of, even though, don't get me wrong, income is important, you need it, but just solely basing it off a man's income and not his character. That's how you run into the trophy wife thing. That's how you run into a lot of these bad situations, because you're using false, or you're using wrong markers. A lot of women are using the wrong metrics to measure a man's ability to be a good father or a husband. A lot of women are only focused on a lifestyle that he can provide. And that's gonna get you messed up every time. But let's jump into this montage, and I hope y'all enjoy.
One little piece what Darwin just said. I don't think people realize, like, and I don't mean to get too heavy, but this is where I am as a parent, because I'm thinking about everything and every person my child is exposed to. When it comes to a father being in the home, just his mere presence is going to be a deterrent for pedophiles, people that are looking to prey on them. There was a viral clip that went viral of a pedophile who was getting interviewed, and this is, really dark and heavy clip, but he was saying he always, when he worked as a coach or worked in schools, he always went for the kid that had a single mom. He always went for that kid because he knew he could slide in there some type of way to be some type of father figure, or find a loophole to help out and help with that child getting to and from practice or school some type of way. He knew he could slide in there, and that was his go-to when it came to finding and picking a child to prey upon. So there's so many different elements for a father. Just his presence alone is protection. Just his presence alone is protection. So we have different roles. Women and men are not here to do the same thing. We can't keep watering and trying to iron us out to be so equal, because we're not. We're not equal. We're not equal in the family unit as well. That's why it's a yin and yang, and we're meant to work together and be together within that family unit.
Like I said, this video was very important, highlighting all the awesome fathers out there, all the great dads. Salute to you. I know it's a thankless job. It's a lot of fathers out there making sacrifices and don't get half of the appreciation from their sacrifices. So this is my thanks to you for ensuring that the community is good by raising good kids and being present, because I know it's not easy. I know the world seems to be dogpiling on manhood and masculinity. But this your boy Peanut the People's Nut, man. Remember to like, subscribe, help me get to my first 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I got some other content I need to cover, so I'll get back with y'all. Peace.